Administration officials say that the president wanted to strike Syria without congressional approval, but last night he changed his mind. The president is calling the chemical attack the worst of its kind of the 21st century. He also states that the attack is a threat to our national security as well. The recent images out of Syria, horrific. More than 1,000 people murdered in a chemical attack, hundreds of them children. On Saturday, President Barack Obama announced his belief for U.S. military intervention.
After careful deliberation, I have decided that the United States should take military action against Syrian regime targets.
President Obama made it clear that the U.S. military is ready to go at any time. However, he's asking that Congress, which is currently on recess, authorize the attack.
While I believe I have the authority to carry out this military action without specific congressional authorization, I know that the country will be stronger if we take this course.
Long Island Congressman Peter King is now criticizing the president, saying he is, quote, abdicating responsibility. Republican Congressman Ted Cruz of Texas says otherwise.
I am very, very glad that the president listened to bipartisan calls.
Calls for and against U.S. intervention rang out in D.C. The president proposes that U.S. action in Syria be swift and limited with no boots on the ground, unlike Iraq and Afghanistan. Meantime, the United Nations says it has not yet determined whether chemical weapons were used.
The mandate is very clear, and that is to ascertain whether chemical weapons were used and not by whom.
However, Obama says U.S. intelligence leaves no doubt that the Syrian government, headed by Bashar al-Assad, attacked its own people.
What message will we send if a dictator can gas hundreds of children to death in plain sight and pay no price?
A difficult question there with no easy answer. Now, the UN's final report will take several more weeks to be completed. As for Congress, it's on recess until September 9th. The president is not expected to recall them. That hasn't happened in about 60 years.